There are many urgent issues at this time, but the Palestine issue has been festering for decades and decades. And that's why I'm proud that a new generation has come out to continue the resistance and the fight for justice. So well done every person who's out here now. Just as we've come out to march for Black Lives Matter, for Yemeni Lives Matter, we're standing here today because Palestinian lives matter too.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
We've reached a crucial point with the proposals to annex further land that the Palestinians have to the Israelis. They have now overreached such that even those who've been silent in the face of injustice for decades are speaking up. We have MPs from across the political spectrum, the Tories, the Lib Dems, the Labour Party, across Europe and even in America, who are standing against the current annexation plans because they know that no peace will be possible if they are to succeed right now. But here's the truth. This latest development is just that, a development. Israel has been seizing land, occupying land, enacting a racist apartheid regime against the Palestinians, not just now, but since 1948. And we have to be honest about that brutal reality. And the Palestinians, even when they conceded, even when they accepted the 1967 borders, which meant that they'd given up the right to the land which their forefathers had owned for centuries, they made those concessions for peace. But even then, it was not enough. Their right to return has never been acknowledged, never mind enacted, because when Israel was created, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were violently, forcibly expelled from their villages. That right has never been acknowledged to return. Even after 1967, when they'd already got almost 80% of the land, they seized more land. That's why we have the West Bank, the Gaza and the East Jerusalem occupations, which fly against the international law. So when people say it is racist to call out injustice against Palestinians, that itself actually is racist. The rights of Palestinians are enshrined in international law. It is going against international law to deny those rights. And yes, powerful countries have ignored, have looked the other way, have paid mere lip service to the suffering and the rights of the Palestinians. I'm proud that when I was counselling this council house, I called for boycott of any country which involves human rights violations, and that included contracts with the Israeli state. And I stand here today to say we must get behind the peaceful, non-violent call that Palestinians have made for solidarity, for justice, and that is a simple thing: BDS, boycott, divestment and sanctions. According to international law, if a country commits war crimes, they should be subject to sanctions. When Russia annexed Crimea just in 2014, even though it sits on the United Nations Security Council, the international community moved quickly to enforce sanctions. But when Israel has annexed land, we have just had words. It's time for action. And sanctions is a very powerful way. It sends an economic message, a political message, a humanitarian message that crossing international law, causing human suffering, which is what is happening. I can stand here and talk about the racist regime in Israel, which denies educational rights, which denies water, which denies basic human dignity. every single day, which actually allows children to be imprisoned under military jurisdiction, which is not something any other country in the world which claims to have civilization at its core allows. Today, even with the coronavirus epidemic, we have hundreds of children detained under military law in Israel. So we are here to say we're not looking the other way. We see what is going on. And whilst you may try to silence the Palestinians, you will not silence us here in the UK. We will speak up. We will not be afraid. We will encourage and show courage and show our brotherhood, our sisterhood and our humanity to our brothers and sisters in Palestine, whether they're Muslim or Arab, who are having racist laws enacted against them simply because they do not fit the Zionist criteria for having basic humanitarian treatment.
Free, free, Palestine! 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 Hands off! Palestine! Hands off! Palestine! Hands off! Palestine! Hands off! Palestine! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
BDS! 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 Brothers and sisters, they're trying to make BDS illegal here. Boycott, divestment and sanctions. That's what I'm saying. Call for BDS. Do not allow their call of the Palestinians to be silenced. The Boris Johnson government is now in talks, has already made pledges that they will support Israel's call to make BDS illegal. So they stifle every resistance, every attempt to even give voice to what is happening. But we are here to say that we bear witness and we will use whatever political, economic and humanitarian clout that we have to show that solidarity and commitment. BDS! 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 BDS!